Good morning. I want to talk about women's work today because I've been thinking about work and how to define work and what is the difference between work and other kinds of activity. What do I call work? So, one of the things that I call work, one of the ways I make the difference is there's things that I enjoy doing, and if I enjoy it, I tend not to think of it as work. And there are tasks that I enjoy as a mother, so I don't consider them work. And there are things that I enjoy as a teacher, so those parts of my role I didn't consider to be as demanding. So it's almost like when there's reward, there's less demand. It's almost like a seesaw, and that's not actually how things work in the real world. Like, being paid automatically defines something as work, even if it was enjoyable to do. Also, as I tell my children all the time, the good and the bad come wrapped up together. And so there's always work and there's always a possibility for enjoyment. I mean, at some level, I guess you can argue that some work is too awful to be at all rewarding. I don't know. But there's something there, okay? There's something there. So I think that that has something to do with why it's so difficult to define what women's work is or was for me. And like, I do understand that, 100 years ago and today all around the world, motherhood automatically means taking care of an infant, and then as the infant grows, that child, the adolescent, the young adult, right? Like, it's a continuum of care giving, so all the actions that make that care happen can change according to who's being cared for. Now, I enjoy caring for people. I really do. I get a lot of reward out of loving people. And it's not why I do it. It's really not. But some people are harder to love than others, but there's still satisfaction and reward in that relationship. So I don't actually see a differentiation really between what I do as a mother and what I do and what I did as a teacher. And maybe that's not professional of me. And maybe it's not the same for everybody. But I feel that the most important work to be done in a lifetime is learning to love unconditionally and understanding one's limits around acceptance and then stretching them. So it's not always fun, and there are parts of that goal, years even of that goal, acting towards that goal, that were miserable, that were very difficult. But having come through, it's still satisfying. And I think that is, it sets me up, because if I decide that I can only be paid for things that I hate doing, guess what my job becomes, right? Ooh, that's a very messed up way of thinking. I have to work on that thought. There's a basic belief there that is incorrect. I know it's incorrect. I am feeling my way forward to the truth. For me, it's different, I guess, for everybody in different situations, right? If you're interested in commenting, on this topic, I could really use some thoughts. I could use some help sorting out women's work. What is a woman's role? What is a mother's role? What about, I know there are women who are not mothers, and yet they're expected to mother just the same, whoever happens to be around them. So I think that this is an issue that affects all female or woman identified people. I really do. And I think that it's also bigger than just parenting, where parenting being the gender neutral term for that kind of caregiving. But I do think that there's a masculine parenting and a feminine parenting that people engage in according to what they identify with and what's allowable for them. But it's a separate issue from the work issue. Like, how do you define work? What is work? All right, I'm going to figure this out. Thank you for listening. Bye now.